Are we live? I'm not sure if we are live here. This is another test, by the way. I just did a live stream. So if you were in the last one, I am just testing out my software. I've done a couple different live streams in the past, but I'm just testing out some stuff if I want to go on, every single day. I've talked about doing some live day trading, or if I'm going to do some, lives after certain earnings reports and whatnot. So right now I am just testing my software. If you just got a notification about my last live stream, it was only a couple minutes that we did do that live stream. I'm just testing out the software. I was able to make a thumbnail this time, able to monetize the stream. So if people do walk into the stream, that will be exciting. We could actually get everything going. I'm a small YouTuber right now, but growing and improving every single day. And so all of this software, I'm still learning it, just being a brand new YouTuber. So let's take a look here. Again, to the one viewer who is in here, this is just a test. I am just messing around with my live stream capabilities right now, seeing what I could do. I was able to change the thumbnail right now, and I may do this more often in the future where I actually do a daily talk of stock on Sunday, where I talk about different individual stocks or what we could see on the economic calendar. We have one viewer in here. That is L.I. Brisk. He says, hello, how are you doing today? I am fantastic. I am having a great Sunday. Give me just 1 second. I will be right back. But yes, I'm having a great Sunday myself, having a fantastic day, just having fun. I've just been doing some studying, been thinking about the wall of vol, as they call it, the wall of volatility, because we have seen a ton of volatility in the markets most recently. Let's take a look at the VIX. If you guys know anything about the VIX, this is the volatility index. And when this thing does skyrocket, this is when we do see a lot of prices drop within the market. So recently, the volatility index has actually been decently tame. Let's go take a look at the fear and greed index, which is right now sitting at levels of fear. And what I love right now, over the weekend, we have actually seen quite the rebound in the cryptocurrency market. So Bitcoin was up back to 70,000 there for a short amount of time. I guess it's back down to 68,000 now. But yesterday, we did see a $70,000 price in Bitcoin once again. Let's take a look at XRP, because XRP was having some big moves too. I am not invested in XRP. Actually, XRP, all of cryptocurrency, I do like to play in the derivatives, but I don't like to really be in the individual cryptocurrencies themselves. I used to be a Solana bull, so I actually did ride the uptrend in Solana all the way from $20 all the way up to the high 200s, but then I did change my strategy more into options and into individual stocks. Which state are you in, and how did you start with stocks? Well, thank you again for being here on the live stream. If you caught the very beginning of this, this is actually just a test of the software. I normally don't go live, but I do want to do some more live streams in the future. I have a big passion about talking about the stock market. How I got started with stocks was, 10 years ago when I graduated high school. It was one of the very first things I ever did. I immediately got out of high school and started looking at all different sorts of investments, including some actual real tangible investments. That was my first investment right there, the gumball machine. I had a big gumball machine business. I had all these different gumballs, all these different gumball machines at all these different locations, just earning some passive income from each location. And then naturally, just because I have this intuition, I have this passion for the stock market, or for assets and for investing and wanting to better my life, I got into the stock market. And I am in the state of Arizona. So I am in Tempe, Arizona. It is absolutely gorgeous right now. The weather is only 75 degrees. So after I get off of this live stream, I'm going to go out there, enjoy the city, go do something fun today, because it's only 4 o'clock right now. Let me ask you, Librisk, what state are you in? Where are you at, and what got you interested into stocks initially? Again, for anybody who is joining into this live stream right now, feel free to ask me anything. This is not planned. I am literally just doing this. I was testing out my software. I did a live stream just a second ago. And so I'm just testing out stuff. This time I was able to actually create a thumbnail. I do plan on doing this a lot more in the future and doing more live streams when it comes to different earnings reports and everything like that. And Florida, that is amazing, my friend. I really want to get out to Florida. That is one of my goals. I visited Florida, I think it was 2 years ago, and I went out to Tampa Bay, Florida, and man, it was beautiful. Just financial independence. I am 100% with you on that. I have my own business, so not just a gumball machine business. That was just a little investment I did on the side, but I have a business out here in Tempe, Arizona. It's been growing. It's been doing me great, constantly. Accelerating in terms of revenue, and it's been really tremendous to see the business grow over the years. But financial independence, that is my whole goal. That is all I have ever wanted since I got out of high school. The last thing I ever wanted to be is just an employee somewhere and just to have to grind on the time clock. And so I know by investing into the financial markets, that does provide the opportunity for more freedom. I'm close to 7 figures, my friend. Well, that is amazing. I am in the 6 figures myself. I am not quite to 7. It's still quite the journey to get up there, but that is amazing to hear. When did you start your journey? For me, it has been 10 years now. So I graduated high school in 2016. I can't believe it. I'm going to be coming up on my 10-year reunion. Well, if they do the 10-year reunion, that should be like in April of this year. April, May, June. Crazy to say, but amazing on getting close to that 7 figures. It's definitely a powerful feeling to see those numbers start to rise. Hopefully I'll get over the hill in the next 3 to 4 years. Well, hey, I definitely hope that for you. Started about 2016, so you're the exact same as me. Did you start right out of high school, or what kind of started your financial journey? Again, this is a unique situation right now. Again, this was not announced, and so we're just having some fun here. So feel free to stay here as long as you want. I appreciate the viewership. I'll probably do this for another 20 minutes or so. Depends on if more viewers pop up into the live stream. And if you want to see me talk about any individual stocks, please let me know because right now I am just burning some time. The reason why I follow you is because of Hood stock. Well, hey, I love that. We'll do a little bit of Hood right here. Let's do a little bit of analysis on Robinhood. Yeah, I absolutely love everything that we are seeing in Robinhood. I cannot say enough good things about this stock. And yeah, in the short term, we have definitely seen a pretty nasty downtrend here. I mean, it has been quite the bleed, more than 50% from the peak when we were valued at $153. So it has been a hard retraction, but for myself, I am investing into Robinhood for the long term. So I see this as a great opportunity. And when I say the long term, I am looking to invest into Robinhood specifically for more than 1 to 5 to 10 years. And that is just for the reasons of taxation, right? If I hold for longer than a year, I get those capital gains tax benefits. And so with Robinhood, seeing this retraction here in the short term, I know it has many feeling a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Some are thinking that this has been an absolute collapse, but I see this as a great opportunity because we have fallen about 50% from the highs. And so I am very excited about what we are seeing with Robinhood and with a long-term perspective. Again, zooming out, looking at this play for the next 1 to 5 to 10 years, thinking with benefits when it comes to taxation. I am loving what we are seeing right now, a discount on Robinhood, and their last earnings report was tremendous. So they came out with a fantastic earnings. Everything looked great. They just slightly missed on Wall Street's expectations, and Wall Street is like a spoiled brat. If you don't come in and beat the revenue, you don't beat the earnings per share, or you say something something that they don't like about AI, they could drop you off, just like we most recently saw. But for us long-term investors, we do understand that this is a great opportunity. We have Trading Vanguard in here saying, yo, Trevor, yo, Trading Vanguard. Great to see you in here, my friend. I love your channel. For anybody else who is in this live stream, check out Trading Vanguard. A lot of helpful insight that he has there on his channel. He is a technical trader, so he doesn't quite look at the fundamentals. He just looks at the technicals. But in my opinion, I believe there is a lot of the markets really do move off of the technicals. Now, I do like to look at both the economic news and data and the technicals, but the approach of just looking at the technicals, I mean, it is a pretty smart approach, because so often when it does come to big news and catalysts that do eventually move stocks, well, it will usually happen during times when it is favorable on the technicals. You know, usually when we see some type of big catalyst, like maybe even in Robinhood coming up sometime soon, it is when all those technicals are beat down. So this gentleman right here, he is a technical trader. Go take a look at his channel if you are into short squeeze momentum stocks. I am old enough to be your dad. My son is in college. I have real estate rentals as well, among other things. Well, that is amazing. Yeah, myself, I am also diversified. I have my business. I also do the stock market. I have my other YouTube channel that I don't really talk about too much on here. If you ever want to know more about that, you could individually email me here. I try to not be too vocal with that, but with that channel, I do have over 100,000 subscribers, believe it or not. So I am well diversified in several different investments as well. Trading Vanguard said, first time I've caught your live. When do you normally come on? Honestly, Mr. Vanguard, I normally don't do this. This was actually just a test on my software. I've done a few live streams in the past, but I was just chilling here on a Sunday, getting my house cleaned up and getting ready to go out in a bit, go out to Scottsdale, do something fun, something like that. But I just decided, hey, you know what? I want to tinker with my YouTube channel. And if I do go live more times in the future, because I do plan on doing that more in the future, I just want to make sure that I know exactly what I am doing, you know, that I have everything down to an order, because I do plan on doing some live day trading sometime in the future. Much love, brother. Hey, much the same to you. You have a great channel. It's awesome to see the growth. Just keep it up. You know, being under 1,000 subscribers, you will get to that 1,000 mark sometime in the future. And I would love to see you have a Discord. So make that Discord Trading Vanguard, because that could help bring all of us traders together. Nice job. Well, hey, nice job to you as well. If you have, you know, if you're close to having 7 figures, that is massive. Having different rental properties, you are a father yourself, so hey, you've sent your son to college. That is awesome. That is an investment in itself. Haha, almost midnight here in London. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us here on the stream today. Again, feel free to stay as long as you want. I don't really even have an idea of how long I am doing this today. I'm just doing this purely for fun right now, and I wish we were getting ready for the markets tomorrow, but we must remember that tomorrow is President's Day. And so unfortunately, the stock market is closed tomorrow, unless you were looking at when that overnight market does open. So I guess that is the case. We are preparing for the start of the overnight market tomorrow. But yeah, a little disappointing that we only got 4 days of trading this week. I love the stock market. And so anytime there is a trading holiday, I'm sure all 4 of you viewers in this live stream may feel the same, where it's painful because you want to see that portfolio moving, whether it's to the downside or to the upside. My son is into stocks too. Keep up the work. Enjoy your enthusiasm. Well, hey, I really appreciate that. And hey, that is tremendous for your son. Yeah, get him started young, because, you know, when I started in the stock market now. What is crazy to say, a decade ago, I really didn't have much guidance at all. So I really just self-educated myself. I read a whole bunch of different books, did a ton of research online. And that's really what motivated me to start my channel, is just because I had to do a lot of self-education myself. And so if I could help to spread any wisdom that I have, or any knowledge, I would love to spread that to others. And I appreciate you saying that you enjoy my enthusiasm, because I always try to come on here and always try to have a great attitude. I realized I trade European stocks also. Hey, that's good to be well diversified across across many different markets. Myself, I am sometimes a little bit too heavy in just technology stocks. I need to diversify my portfolio a little bit, but it's not bad to be in other different emerging markets. It's not bad to be in hard metals and technology, in real estate, have some REITs, some real estate investment trusts, and just to have physical investments, businesses that you take care of in real life and everything like that. So I love investing in general. There's a plethora of markets out there. It's like you could trade whatever you want to trade. If you want to trade US technology stocks, we talk about that here on this channel. If you want to trade hard metals, you got that sector. Hell, if you want to go trade pump and dump meme coins, there is all of that. The beautiful thing about 2026 is we have the liberty to basically trade and invest everything today. With the internet, we are so well connected. I mean, right now, we only have 3 people here. I guess I'd make myself the 4th person. So we have a round table of 4 people here. But even this just shows the beauty of the internet. Here on a random Sunday, I was able just to click a few buttons, and now we are all connecting here on a live stream, having some fun. What is your best advice for growth on YouTube? You're a genius and have been for a while. Well, I appreciate the kind words there, Trading Vanguard. You know what's funny? I am not the best when it comes to my growth on Green Money Momentum. I've had some decent growth. Let's take a look here at the statistics. I'll just show you the statistics here. I've had some decent growth on my channel here on Green Money Momentum, but I'll be honest, again, I don't really promote it like I do my other YouTube channel. So my other YouTube channel, I have over 100,000 subscribers on, but with that one, I do a lot of stuff. So I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I do all the YouTube shorts. And with that, my main thing with trying to actually grow the channel is I'm just trying to reach as many people as possible through all of those different platforms. But when it comes to Green Money Momentum, I must be honest myself, and this is probably just because I'm so busy. Otherwise, I mean, I'm doing so much outside of this channel, but I don't really promote it as much as I should. But the revenue numbers, they're not really great, less than $1 a day for the last 28 days. Let's take a look at the viewership over a lifetime here. So 230,000 views so far since the creation of this channel back in September of 2024. But to be honest with you, Trading Vanguard, again, and I love this channel. I love talking about stocks, but I could put a lot more effort into this if I wanted to go on X/Twitter, or if I put more YouTube shorts out there, if I really tried to reach more of an audience. But usually I just do my daily talk of stock videos, and some of those will organically hit the timeline. But as we can see with subscriber growth here, let's see, we have view growth here. Let's see, how do we get to subscribers? Subscribers, it's been a pretty flat line here. Again, if I put more effort into it, I think there could be more subscriber growth. And I do plan on putting more effort into this in the near future. It's just been a lot of work that I've been doing with my business otherwise. But maybe I'll show my other statistics here for my other YouTube channel in a second, because those YouTube statistics are crazy. I'm heavily invested in growth technology stocks. Hey, the same here. I look at it as like the wall of a vol, right? The wall of volatility, just trying to climb up that wall of volatility. And if we do see the Federal Reserve do what I am expecting for them to do, which is a lot of quantitative easing here in 2026 and beyond, I believe this will be tremendous for all different growth and technology and all these small small cap stocks. And so I'm very excited for the future. And when volatility does go towards the upside for the bulls, the technology sector could have some of the craziest rips. And in 2025, I could say with the quantum stocks, I saw some euphoric return on investment, especially in the options contracts. And so, as I have been saying during this time, while we have been retracting in the markets, I am taking the opportunity to buy the dip on many great plays and opportunities, because when momentum does flip back on the side of the bulls, it could be absolutely insane, especially for growth and technology. There is so much fear right now, so much speculation about this big AI bubble that we are in, but I really don't believe that we are in an AI bubble or that this has to be the end of AI. So many are so fearful about all this spend going on in AI, but it is for a good reason, because if you think about it, all these different companies are spending into AI because they could bring down their costs in the future, with all this different with all these different robotics and technology and AI. It is taking a lot of jobs, unfortunately, for the laborers, but fortunately for the companies. And so that is a big reason. So there's a lot of spend on the upfront, but it should lower their costs with time. Wish the market was open 24/7. Well, that is you and I both. The crypto market is always open on the weekends, but usually it doesn't really seem like there is too much movement in the crypto markets over the weekend. Not really too much anymore. It used to be more in the past. This weekend, though, we did see some movements with crypto. We saw that XRP went up to like 160 and Bitcoin reached up to 70,000 at one point. But that is the talk of the future 24/7 markets. If we do see this tokenization, and if we really see the whole markets go on a blockchain, oh hell no, 24/7 markets would drive me insane. Yeah, I could see both sides of the coin. It's good to have a little bit of a breather from the markets. But I'll say this: I like my markets at least being open for 5 days. I am not about this 4-day trading week. I hate when there is a holiday like President's Day. Like, come on, President's Day, how does this really affect anybody individually unless you are related to Donald Trump or one of those other presidents? It's going to come whether we want it or not. I agree with that. And talking about the weather, I'm looking out my window here in Tempe, Arizona. Beautiful weather right now. 74 degrees out here in Tempe. Anyways, Trevor, I'm going to sign out. Midnight for me. Have a good evening. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday daily talk of stock. Again, we're just kind of BSing here, having some fun. For everybody who is in the live stream, I appreciate every single one of you for spending your Sunday with me. As I started with this live stream, I am just doing this to test out my software. In the future, I am planning on doing more live day trading. And so I was just preparing myself for that time. I've just kind of been having a chill, easy, fun Sunday, getting some things done around the house, which reminds me, don't abandon me. We have 6 viewers here. I hope to see 6 viewers when we come back, but I just got to put my laundry from the washer to the dryer. So, hey, load up with some questions if you are in that live stream. I will be right back in just a minute, everyone. But yeah, going back to what you were saying another day, another trade about wishing the markets were open 24/7. I feel you there because, that's a big reason why I started this YouTube channel is I just love talking about stocks. I obsess over them. So before I even started a YouTube channel, every single day, I'm doing a ton of research. I'm journaling, and then I would just watch endless amounts of YouTube videos, watch different, live streamers, see what everyone's opinions are. And the weekends can be the most annoying time if you're not doing anything, if you don't have anything planned for the weekends, because it could be like an eternity until the market open on Monday. And again, to everybody who is here, all 6 of you, this shows the beauty of the internet. I just clicked a few buttons, decided to do a fun live stream here just for the heck of it. And we've had a decent audience today. So in the future, I do plan on doing a lot of live day trading. And this is kind of what it will look like. But of course, Monday through Friday as the markets are actually moving. And you're in the Bay Area. That is awesome. I love San Francisco, one of my favorite places in the United States. I visited there back in like 2013. I was just a teenage boy back then, and it was amazing. I mean, to this day, that place has such an impact. And I've been to California a ton of different times. It's been many years since I've been to San Francisco, but I always go out to San Diego and to the Carlsbad, California area, if you know where that is. I love Carlsbad, California, because it is so close to San Diego. So many will go out to San Diego, but I feel like not too many will go out to the beaches in Carlsbad, and you could almost have kind of like a private beach experience being out in Carlsbad. What's your dollar amount you shoot for? We all have a number: 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Well, funny enough, I really don't talk about the dollars on this channel. If you've been following me long enough, you will know this. I only talk mainly about the return on investment. And the reason why for that is because I believe that it really is about the ROI over the dollar amount, because you could have an abundance of money, but if you are a terrible trader, that just means that you will lose that money even quicker. And so I never really like to talk about dollar amounts too much on here, because every investor is at a different spot of their journey. And so, some people may have $1 million in their account. They may have a ton of cash flow coming in every single month. Others may be in a position where they don't have as much cash. Maybe they don't even have 10 grand. And so I don't want to come out here and talk about any specific dollar amounts and make anybody feel a different type of way, whether that is thinking, oh, I have less money than Green Money Momentum. Oh, that means, I need to work up to where he is at. Or, oh, I have so much more money than Green Money Momentum that I can't even listen to him. Because as investors, we are all just trying to better ourselves. And again, I believe it is all about the return on investment and our decisions through time that mean the most. How are we actually performing against the markets? What's your thought on Rich Tech Robotics? Well, let's take a look at Rich Tech. Rich Tech here in the short term has had some harsh movements. We are right now under the 200-day moving average, just slightly. So we just crossed slightly under that. On the technicals, we are at a reading right around the middle on the gosh, I'm all tongue twisted here. Let me get a drink of water here. See, this is what you get when you do the lives. You see, when I do my videos daily, I'm able to cut out when I get tongue twisted. But anyway, we are under the 200-day MA right now. We are about the middle on the relative strength index. And then the MACD, it does show that we may bleed some more here in the short term, but the markets do move a lot off of big news and catalysts with the macros and also for individual stocks. And with Rich Tech Robotics, they do have their next big earnings coming here. I believe it is on February 24th, or at least it was that. You see, one thing about Rich Tech is they keep pushing their earnings back. They did this with their last quarterly and now doing this with this quarterly. So now, wow, what the heck? Oh my gosh. Well, that is huge. This is the first I've seen of this. Okay, so their last earnings, it was saying that it was going to be here on this date on February 24th. Wow, that is do they have a what the heck? Okay, I'm going to have to do some Did they come out with an earnings that I did not see here? That is very random there. Rich Tech Robotics. Let's see if there's some news that I was not in tune with. But what are my thoughts and opinions on Rich Tech? Well, for the long term, I have a lot of options contracts on Rich Tech that go all the way out to 2027 and beyond. So I am investing into this company for the long term. I do believe that this year of 2026 is going to be massive for robotics. And so I am very excited for this year in general, but I'm a little confused now here looking at the earnings report, because did they come out with the earnings before? I guess so, February 11th. So I actually did see somebody in my comments section talk about this. Let's see that their earnings were, they were projected originally for the 24th, but it looks like they did come out a bit early here. So, very interesting. Let me go back to the live stream here. Beeline, yo, sorry I missed the beginning. Hey, no problem at all. So great to see you in here. You've been a long-term subscriber on the channel. I've been seeing you for many months now, so I appreciate you being here. Yeah, we're just doing this for fun right now. So literally I just clicked a few buttons. You know, as I've talked about, I do plan on doing some live day trading in the future, so I just wanted to get myself a little in tuned with the live streaming software, and so this was just for the fun of a $10 million goal. I like that. True. Wow, dude. Well, thank you so much, man. I genuinely really appreciate that, Beeline. I mean, that means so much to see a donation of $20 here. Wow. Thank you so much. I have so much gratitude towards that. And I did not expect to see a super chat donation here. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. As I always talk about, I do this just for the fun of it. You know, I love to come on here and give my different opinion on all these different stocks and just my overall opinion on the markets. I'm never looking for anything from the audience, so I'm not selling like a course, anything like that. And so to see a donation like that of $20, well, thank you so much, Beeline. I really appreciate that. If there's any individual stock that you want to see me talk about, please let me know, because this live stream, and again, I really appreciate you being here and giving this super chat. That makes my day. Thank you so much. I'm going to be going out to Scottsdale later, so I will use that out in Scottsdale. But I was just doing this to test the software, just doing this for fun. I've just been doing some things around the house, just bored here on a Sunday. But thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, that is tremendous. But with Rich Tech Robotics, very interesting to see that their last quarterly, it looks like, did just come out, and it did miss on those expectations. And so expectations were at 2 million, and it does look like they did miss that. But now they have some big expectations for their next quarterly. And so you'll have to do some more research on Rich Tech. This company, it's one of those micro cap companies. And so very interesting. Like when you have the big blue chips, you know, everyone is anticipating their earnings. It's usually on a very set date. But with these micro cap stocks, oftentimes they will move the goalpost all around, as they have done with Rich Tech Robotics time after time. So let's see, did we get a Rich Tech earnings that I did not know about? Wow, interesting. Okay, well, as a financial YouTuber, I should have been on top of this one. But man, so I'm going to have to do some more research here once I get off of here. Very interesting. Looks like they reported a loss of 8.4 million in its first fiscal quarter. Says it had a loss on the per share basis of 4 cents. Interesting. I'm going to do some more research on Rich Tech, look more into this earnings report, and then I will talk about it in one of my future daily talk of stock videos. But again, Beeline, thank you so much. Genuinely, I am never looking for any money from the audience. That's why I don't do any type of trading course, or I have any YouTube membership. So I watch some other live streamers sometimes, and I will see some donations come to them. So Hey, amazing. Thank you so much, buddy. I really do appreciate that. Otherwise, we're just wrapping up here on the live stream today. This was a successful stream, in my opinion. We had a lot of you show up, so thank you to everybody who has came to the stream today. Going into this week, of course, we do have President's Day on Monday, so the markets will be closed on Monday. So if you're looking for some activity during the day, we will have the markets closed until the overnight hours. And then this next week, I do think that things will really start to heat up when we get to Thursday and Friday, because we have some more numbers around jobs. And then on Friday, we do have GDP and then also the numbers for inflation. We have the PCE numbers. And as we always talk about on this channel, one of the main factors that we are looking at in the markets is with the Federal Reserve and what they are doing. They have a dual mandate of maximizing employment while also keeping stable prices. So some more numbers on the economic calendar this week that could influence the Fed's decision at the next meeting all the way on March 18th. But right now, not projected that the Fed does cut. Less than a 10% probability that we do see a cut at the next FOMC meeting. Well, anyways, guys, that is basically all I have to say today. So unless anybody else has anything, if you want to comment something in the live stream, please let me know. We got W. Reed here. He says, happy President's Day tomorrow. Damn, market will be closed. I agree with that. Hey, have a quick look at you, Amy. I'm bullish, but underwater a bit. Well, hey, I could do that for you, especially after such a generous super chat. So thank you so much once again. Let's take a look here at you, Amy. We'll put it here on the technical analysis, and then we'll also go take a look at it, see how they are doing in terms of their earnings, everything like that. Let's pull them up here on Barron's. I believe you've actually mentioned this once in the comments section below. I did plan on looking at them before. So right now they are in the small cap range. They are at just about $1 billion on the market cap, a decently high short interest, 21% of the float being shorted here. What does this company do exactly? Okay, so they are in silver, gold products. So it looks like they are in the mining sector. Now let's go take a look over at their earnings, see how they're doing over there. You, Amy, and then I'll get into the technicals here in a second. I'm just trying to understand the company. So when it does come to their earnings, I mean, things are at least looking positive, at least for what Wall Street is expecting. And what I see here again, this is a company that I really have not done any research on. So I would like to do some more research once I get off of here. But overall, it does look like they've had some accelerating quarterlies. Most recently, a lot of revenue coming into the company, and Wall Street is expecting even more revenue. So that is a positive there, at least in terms of what they are doing as a company. For revenue, it does look like the results are accelerating right now. They are still a small market cap stock. So as we know, with the small cap to mid cap range, you know, it takes less money to really make these stocks move. So if there is some type of big news or catalyst event with you, Amy, this could cause a lot of momentum in the stock. Now, looking at the technicals, we are right above the 50-day MA, so still looking bullish here. Above the 50-day MA, above the 200-day MA, and overall, the trend does look solid. It looks like we did have a peak. When was this? Back in October of 2025. That was a lot of different individual stocks, so I'm sure that's not just on you, Amy, specifically, but a lot of different individual stocks have been beat up since October. But overall, the trend actually looks decently positive, and they have not been chopped as hard as some companies, at least how it appears here. On the relative strength index, you are at right about the middle there. And then on the MACD, you do still have some more potential to bleed, but you are also right at this 50-day MA. So Again, I'm just talking from what I'm seeing here. I haven't really done any individual analysis on this stock, but if the overall bigger picture macros look positive, I could see UAMY having a bounce off of this 50-day MA and continuing the upwardsly positive trend that we have been seeing. Catch you next time. Thank you so much for being in the live stream today. It was great. For everybody who's just joining, I did this just for the fun of it today, just clicking a few buttons just to test my live streaming software. And this was one of the first viewers here. It was a great conversation. Thank you so much. And you have a wonderful evening. ONDS, and IREN. So I've heard a lot about IREN. I've also heard a lot about ONDIS. Both of these stocks, not really ones that I cover, but hey, while we're here on the live stream and while you're asking the questions, let's take a look at ONDIS here. Wow. So I will just say again, now this isn't a stock that I cover, but you guys, I'm gonna write down a couple things. I'm gonna write down UAMY once I'm done here with this live stream. I'm gonna do some more research on them, and I'm gonna take a look at this ONDIS stock, because whatever the reason is, Wall Street is expecting for their next quarterly to be massive. I mean, this last quarterly they had came in at 10.1 million, but Wall Street is expecting for their next quarterly to come in at 27 million. So very interesting to see in that mid-market cap range at 4.2 billion. What does ONDIS do exactly? What is this company? I've heard a lot about it, but it's, again, not really one that I have researched. What is an ONDIS company? Oh, okay. Interesting. Now, again, this isn't a stock that I have been covering, but just seeing that, Wall Street is expecting for their next quarterly to be so large, gets me interested in what this company is doing, because those are some big expectations set by Wall Street. Wow. That is huge. 100% analysts are saying buy. When is their next earnings? In 24 days. And so thank you so much, Norissa Dam. I'm going to be doing some more research here on ONDIS after we get off the live stream here. Very interesting. I'd be curious to see. Let's do a technical analysis here. Let's go look at the chart. Curious to see how they look in terms of the technicals. And so, okay, wow, actually a pretty positive uptrend here in ONDIS, right? Look back at October. They are actually higher than they were in October, different than a lot of different stocks right now, especially around technology, AI, and cryptocurrency. Slightly has fallen under the 50-day moving average, about the middle on the relative strength index. And then I do like what we are seeing on the MACD. So it has had a hard retraction here in the short term, and again, I'm just talking about this without, really even knowing anything about this company. In terms of just the technicals, I do like what we are seeing here in ONDIS for a potential swing trade opportunity, especially with their earnings coming here in, 24 days. So the markets and a lot of different individual stocks, of course, move a lot off of news and catalysts. And so that's big that they're going to have some big news, their next earnings in 24 days. And oh my gosh, I mean, I got to really do some research on this stock. Under $10. Thank you, Norissa, for this one. Now let's take a look at IREN. Now I have stayed away from IREN myself. I do see a lot of different YouTubers talk about IREN. I know a lot are pretty bullish on IREN. It is above $10 million on the market cap. Their next quarterly is expected to be just right about what they have been reporting. It doesn't look like their quarterly is coming in anytime here in the near future. IREN, I think I know what this company is, but I will just do a quick search on it to see. So what is IREN? What does IREN stock do? Operates next generation renewable powered data centers, transitioning from primarily Bitcoin mining to becoming a major provider of AI cloud infrastructure. Let's go. Hey, I like it. I have seen a lot talk about IREN. This isn't one that I have been talking about. You know, I try to stay within just my realm of different stocks because I don't want to become too muddled to say. I don't want to get my hand in too many different cookie jars, right? I like to really focus on the different individual stocks that I look at. But, you know, I know a lot are very bullish on this one. In terms of technicals, you are right under the 50-day moving average. You are right about the middle on the relative strength index. And then the MACD does show that there could be more bleeding, but also potentially a bullish reversal sometime here in the near future. Two Wheel Pursuit, good evening. Good evening. Great to see you here on this live stream. I will tell you what I've told everybody here. I am just doing this for pure fun. This wasn't really a planned event. In the future, I do plan on doing a lot of live day trading, right? And so I want to get, you know, comfortable with being on camera more often. And I decided, hey, I'm just going to test out my streaming software. I made a thumbnail for this event just to make sure I really know what I'm doing come the time when I do those daily live streams. And so right now I'm just testing out the software, but we've actually had a decent amount of people show up today. So for everybody who is here and who has been in the live stream, I appreciate you so much for showing up. Again, this is just some BS, just some fun here on a Sunday. Really no event planned today, but I may do this more often in the future where I'll do my weekly preparation videos. Instead of it being a video, maybe I'll do a live stream where we go over all the different economic news and data. IREN should ramp up when Bitcoin does. They use their equipment for AI and Bitcoin mining, so they already have the power to lease when not mining. Very interesting. I will say this, by the way, just talking about cryptocurrency, you know, a stock that I've been talking about a ton on this channel, Robinhood stock, right? And Robinhood in the short term has had some very harsh movements. You know, crypto has had some very harsh movements. And there's been a decent correlation most recently with cryptocurrency and Robinhood stock. I do believe, well, it's not belief, it's really their business. And you could see this with their last earnings report. But there is so much to Robinhood. They have so many different sectors. They have like 10 core businesses that are producing 100 million or more in revenue every single quarter. But in the short term, there has been some harsh movements in the markets, and Robinhood stock has been kind of correlated to the cryptocurrency sector of the market. So if we do see a big bounce on cryptocurrency, I do believe we could also see a big bounce with Robinhood being kind of correlated with cryptocurrency right now. And that is not to say that Robinhood's whole business is crypto. It's just a small part of it, but it has been moving with some decent correlation here in the short term. And just talking about cryptocurrency, you know, we just saw Bitcoin once again hit 70,000 overnight, but we are having some retraction once again. But if you are a investor into cryptocurrency, you know, this is never financial advice, always just my opinion. I would say that right now is a much better opportunity to buy than really any time we've had in the last year. In terms of technicals, we are very beat down here on the relative strength index. It does appear that a bullish cross may be happening here on the MACD, and we are under a major level of support, which is now resistance right about 75,000. And Norris Adam, sweet, thank you. NBIS is my pick for AI. I have seen a lot talk about this company, NBIS. Let's pull them up here on the technicals here. Nebius, that's what it is. Yes, Nebius is looking very bullish. Just had a bounce off of the 200-day MA. I love to see that. Crossing above the 50-day MA, we have some movement towards the upside on the relative strength index. And then we are seeing what appears to be a bullish cross on the MACD. So in terms of technicals, NBIS right now is looking positive. Thank you, guys. This is fun. Well, hey, Norissa, thank you. I am having fun. Again, this was just, I just wanted to test the live streaming software. I literally thought I would be on here for just 5 minutes. I was just going to click a few buttons. I didn't think anyone would show up, but that is the beauty of the internet. We have now been on here for 47 minutes, and we've had a great reaction. We've had a ton of you show up. We've had about 6 to 8 people in here consistently, and so that's what I love about the internet. You know, I started this channel just as a reason to talk to the camera, really, to talk to different investors, and because I obsess over the stock market and investments. And so I just love the community. I love that you are all here today. Thank you to everybody who has shown up. Thank you once again to Beeline also for the donation earlier. Greatly appreciated. Absolutely. And volatility equals opportunities. I 100% agree with this. It is the wall of volatility that we are trying to climb. And if the Federal Reserve does what we are hoping they do here in 2026, which is cut, when we do get the new Fed chairman into office, I personally believe that this is going to be tremendous for all different risk and technology and AI assets. And right now in the short term, we have been seeing a lot of hard retractions, especially around AI and technology. There's been a lot of speculation, this big AI bubble that we are in, but I really don't think that we are in an AI bubble, because I mean, when you really look at what is happening, so many different jobs are being taken by AI right now, and AI is really so useful in so many different aspects of the world. I mean, we have AI in terms of Chat GPT. We have, you know, AI being an artist with the AI generated art. We also have self-driving cars. We have humanoid robotics. And so when people say that we are in a bubble, I just don't really see how that is the case, because I believe that we are just at the beginning of all of the innovation. And so much of the fear right now is about all this spend that is going on with AI. But if you think about it, it's a lot of upfront spending, a lot of spending just to get the wheels turning, to get things going. And then in the future, that spend should come down, because a lot of that spend is, and to some, this may be sad, but it is to eliminate, you know, the payroll, to eliminate employees. And so that is really what AI is being used for, to help us humans be able to innovate and make things easier, to take less time, really. I mean, you know, I really see the value in an artist, right? Like, I really understand if somebody is a artist, right? They've put their work into being an artist. But I must say, when it comes to like AI art, right? Like, if you look at it next to AI art, it's like, it's sad, you know, like, I want to support like a digital artist, right? But at the same time, it's like, it's hard to really want to support them in terms of actual money, if that makes sense. Because it's like with AI art, right? You could put in your prompt, you could get your AI picture, and right away, you know whether you like it or not, and you can make some revisions to it until it's to perfection, right? With a real artist, it's like, you're going to have to pay them, then you're going to have to wait. And if the product isn't perfect, you're going to have to tell them it's not perfect. Then they're going to have to create more, and it's going to take longer and longer. And so, on a simple thought, that is really how AI has already changed the landscape. And that is really, like, I'm just talking about art, but that is where I feel like AI is going to be used in all different aspects to really bring down the time and cost it takes to get products out and about, really, you know, out to the public, to say, hey, I agree, Beeline, you do rock. Thank you again. They used a face scanner on Guthrie's prep. BBAI. Yes, we could cover some Big Bear AI, the face scan technology. Big Bear AI. Let's take a look here. And again, I appreciate everyone who is here in the live stream. There's been a ton of activity here. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, makes me feel a lot of love. I was just doing nothing here on a Sunday, just cleaning the house. And the beauty of the internet, just being able to click a few buttons and see a ton of you here showing. Oh, hey, Flo, what's up? Hey, great to see you here, Flo. Yeah, I'll finish what I was just saying here to Norris. And that was, yeah, literally here on Sunday. I was just bored. I had nothing to do. I figured, hey, I'm going to tinker with my live streaming software. In the future, I do plan on doing some live day trading. And so I just did some tinkering here. And all of a sudden, a whole bunch of people started to show up. And so now we are 53 minutes into this live stream. I thought I was going to be here for 5 minutes, but I'm not complaining because I am having a ton of fun here. And that is the whole purpose behind this YouTube channel, is just to connect with other investors. And that is the reason why I started it, just to be able to connect with other investors and to be able to have a type of community. So the Green Money Momentum family showing up strong today. Thank you to everybody who is here. Sorry, I meant BBAI with missing lady Nancy Gunthy. Oh, okay. That is interesting. That is funny. That Gunthrius. When you said Gunthrius, I was thinking of, I don't know if anyone is a WWE fan. I was a big WWE fan growing up. I don't really watch it anymore, but it always shows up on my Facebook timeline. But when you say Gunthrius, it makes me think of, what is his name? Gunter, I think, the guy who retired John Cena. But yeah, here in the Big Bear, in the short term, and I'm a very honest guy here. I've bought high on the Big Bear a couple times here. I have a lot of leaps out into 2027 and beyond with Big Bear. So options contracts that I considered that I was buying in at low spots here. So right every time we tapped at the 200-day moving average, I have here circled the different spots where I have bought the Big Bear. And then most recently, I bought right here, and we have seen a trail off here in the short term. But overall, the markets are having a lot of hard retractions. And right now, Big Bear is at a critical spot because we are seeing what could be considered the death cross, where the 50-day MA may be dropping under the 200-day MA. And we have started to see the price crack a little bit below this major level of support, which was right around $4.30. And for a long time, Big Bear was remaining right above that 200-day moving average, but we have been cracked under that here in the short term. But myself, I am a long-term bull with the Big Bear. That is why he sits in the background back there. I believe in everything that the Big Bear is doing, and this company is growing. So in the end of 2025, we did see their big acquisition of that company, Ask Sage. They have been paying off a tremendous amount of debt. And so Big Bear as a company has been improving, and I have a lot of belief within this company. This is why I purchased my options contracts going all the way out to 2027, because with these small caps, there could be some more short-term volatility. I do expect that, but through the year, I do expect for Big Bear to once again return back to that 200-day MA and to shoot up even higher. But in the short term, we have seen some harsh movements, but an appetizing buy presenting here in the Big Bear. Like I say, I'm very open. I've bought what appears to be high a few times now here on the Big Bear, but now that we have also fallen off, I like what we are seeing in terms of the relative strength index and the MACD. And so there's a lot of true value with Big Bear AI. They are working with the government. You could maybe even say that they are just a government organization themselves. And so anytime you work with the government, you are in a pretty great position. And, when we look at Big Bear in comparison to Palantir, and I'm not saying that by any means they are the same company, right? Palantir is making a ton of money, but when we just look at the technicals with Palantir, it was a kind of a similar story to Big Bear, with how for many years, many saw a lot of the real value within Palantir. So many people online, on Wall Street Bets, on YouTube were saying, buy Palantir, buy Palantir, buy Palantir, but it was just, stuck in this box here. And then all of a sudden we saw this massive break in Palantir. going all the way up to $200. Absolutely incredible. Now, talking about Palantir here in the short term, I believe this is also a great opportunity. We have fallen under the 200-day MA. We have fallen out of this upwards trend that we had for a long time with Palantir. We are now low on the relative strength index, and we are very oversold on the MACD. I'm buying Big Bear and SoundHound AI. Both are on sale right now. I absolutely agree with you about the sale. We'll cover here on SoundHound. Actually, it's funny. This is my second live stream of the day. Like I say, I was just doing this as a test. With my last live stream, there was just one viewer, and we actually did cover SoundHound during that live stream. But yeah, no, it's been great to do this. And again, I appreciate all the interaction from everybody who showed up today. This has been a ton of fun. But yeah, with SoundHound, you know, I'm very bullish on this company. What I love with SoundHound is if we just look away from the actual technicals, but we look at how this company is actually performing, you know, they have their next big earnings here on February 26th. And I mean, when you look at SoundHound, they are producing great quarterlies. Every single quarterly, they are coming in, and they are coming in with greater quarterlies. And most oftentimes, they are beating the expectations set by Wall Street. So their next quarterly, Wall Street is expecting for that to come in at 53 million. This is going to be in 11 days. And as someone who has covered SoundHound for a long time now, I've been covering SoundHound since the tail end of 2024. Tremendous progression we have seen in this company. Not only are they coming out with their largest quarterly ever, a quarterly coming in at 53 million, but you must remember that during the early days of SoundHound, one customer made up for about 90% of their revenue. Now one customer doesn't make up for more than 10% of their revenue. So there has been a ton of customer acquisition with SoundHound AI. Now, something to know with this company, they are still in some research and development, and they are still yet to be profitable. So they still do come in with a negative earnings per share. There is a lot of spending going on with SoundHound. There has also, unfortunately, been some dilution because of that. But overall, I do believe in everything that SoundHound is doing. And when we do look at the technicals, we are coming down to a major level of support, which sits right under the $7 range. We are basically there right now. We are looking pretty oversold on the relative strength index. We are a bit flatlined on the MACD, but as we know, the markets move a lot off of news and catalysts for both the macros and individual stocks. And with SoundHound, their next earnings is going to be in 11 days. And so a great swing trade opportunity here in SoundHound. Also great if you are investing into the long term. Again, that is just my belief, never financial advice, but that is because of everything SoundHound has done since 2024 and the future in which we are going into, which is all around AI and technology. I believe that SoundHound going to play a big role in that future. But just talking about the short term here, if we do see the overall macros be positive these next upcoming weeks, and then we see SoundHound come in and beat on this quarterly, we could see a nice momentum surge here in SoundHound AI. We could possibly return right back to the 200-day moving average. So we are trading under the 200-day MA right now, also low on the relative strength index, a bit flatlined on the MACD, but potential for a bullish cross. So as I've said before, the three amigos with technical analysis, in my opinion, they are all lining up right now for a great trading opportunity. Last, ZF. Is this a stock here? ZF. Let's take a look. ZF. Wow, I cannot believe, guys, we are here for an hour already. ZFEB. Wow, what a funny ticker name. ZFEB. Did this just IPO? It looks like back in February. I really don't know too much about ZFEB, but we're here to have some fun and do some research. So, Innovator Equity. Okay, I'll have to do some more research on that on my own. I have some other ones that I'm going to research here. Like I say, Nebius, I know, is a big one. Ondis, again, for anybody who just showed up, we were talking about Ondis earlier. I don't know too much about Ondis, but man, Wall Street is expecting for their next quarterly to be massive. That is very interesting with that. I don't know if you remember, but about a year ago, I asked if you would ever consider starting a Telegram channel. What do you think about that now? Let me get a quick drink of water. I've been on here for an hour. The voice box is getting a bit dry here. I could use some SoundHound. Give me some artificial voice here, SoundHound. Give me a second here. Let me just get a drink. Let me mute myself. And again, much love to everybody who is here today, man. I am having so much fun. We are an hour into the live stream. If you've been here for any amount of time during this stream, you know, I was saying at the beginning, I'm literally just doing this as a test. I was just doing this to test out my live streaming software. In the future, I do plan on doing some live day trading, and just people just kept showing up as the stream has went on, and it's been great interaction. So for everybody who has spent their Sunday with me, blessings to all of you. I hope all of you are having a tremendous Sunday, and for this hour that we have spent together, this is so special to me, and I really love this. I mean, truly, from the bottom of my heart, I cannot be more thankful for everything I have in my life right now. And 2025 was kind of a rough year for me personally. 2026 even started off a bit rough. Unfortunately, I lost one of my family members. Very, very hard on the heart, you know, very, very heavy on the heart there. A cousin of mine unfortunately passed away, but you know, I started this YouTube channel just to connect with more investors. I have a big passion for talking about the stock market and investments. And, you know, I'm still a small channel right now, just at like 2.6 thousand subscribers. But to have such a community, I mean, it makes my heart so full. I mean, we just have 7 viewers here, but to me, this is a ton of people. So for everybody who is spending your time with me on Sunday here, I thank you so much, and I'm so happy we could all connect. And now to go to your question here, Flo, I'll read it here once again. I don't know if you remember, but about a year ago, I asked if you'd ever consider starting a Telegram channel. What do you think about that now? You know, when it comes to like Discord, Telegram, all that, I do love the idea of connecting with other investors. And again, that's why this is so amazing to me. I mean, being a small channel here, but just having 7 of you here means so much to me. So I do want to connect more with other investors. And I think the more we put our heads together, you know, the greater upside we can all have, because when great minds all come together, it's synergy, right? And I'll say in my life, synergy has worked amazing in so many different ways. Synergy around the gym, synergy with my business, synergy with other investors. And so for the Telegram, you know, I don't know if I really want to start a Telegram or a Discord. I do like my comments section on all my different videos being as a way for, you know, all of us investors to communicate. That's kind of like a chat log for me. And I've thought about doing a greenmoneymomentum.com to be honest with you. But yeah, I would definitely like to make some way for us all to connect a little bit better. We could all talk about different individual stocks, share our own positions, and then you guys could kind of see what I'm doing more in the real time. Last February, 2025, BBAI went to $10. Oh my gosh, wasn't that a great time to be alive? I do remember that. I had some options contracts that were short dated at the time. So I believe the expiration for those were like in April. 400% return on investment. It was euphoric, that squeeze that went up. I did take the opportunity to take some profits. Some of those did go down to nothing though, because we got that big pump to 10 and then that big retraction back down. But you know, as I always talk about on this channel, if you've never done anything with the options contracts, I definitely really suggest getting into them. I love options. Here's a book right here. If you've never studied options, if you don't know anything about them, Options as a Strategic Investment. This book is tremendous right here. Oh my gosh. After reading this, I'd already done a little bit of options investing, but after reading Options as a Strategic Investment, it just opened up my world. What I love about options is, they really provide a ton of leverage. And so, like you think about real estate, for example, and why so many get behind real estate and why so many are, so pro to buying properties. It's really because of leverage, right? Because they are able to leverage their cash and make greater returns on their investment. Well, the same to be said with options. It's like, what I love about options, especially with these small cap stocks such as Big Bear, is, you could purchase your 100 shares essentially to say with an options contract for less than what the actual value is. And again, I've talked about, I like to go far out into the future. No warning. Well, hey, I thank you so much for being here. I've been seeing you in all my different videos. You are always in the comment section. So much love. Thank you for being in the live stream today. Yeah, literally, I did this just as a test. We are now here an hour into the live stream. And so literally, I came on here thinking I would be here just for 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone was going to show up. I do plan on doing some live day trading in the future. And so I just wanted to, I've done some live streams in the past, but I just wanted to, touch up on my knowledge with the software, make sure I have everything down to a T. This is actually my second live stream of the day. The first one only lasted a couple minutes and I couldn't figure out how to change the thumbnail, but I was able to change that for this live stream. But yeah, no, this was there was no warning. This was not set to happen. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful here. Let me see if I could show you guys this real quick, not to break the momentum here. I don't know if you could see that lake there. There was a dog on that boat there. Anyway, but yeah, there was no warning here. I just literally did this just as a test of my software and all that. And people kept showing up to the live stream. And now we've been here for an hour. So it's been a great time. I love coming on here. I love talking about the stock market. This is one of my passions. My main passions in life, I would say, are fitness. I love running. I love the stock market, investments, and I love dogs. Green family love. Yes. Thanks for the great look at SH. Of course, I'm always happy to talk about different individual stocks. Lately, by the way, in real life outside of this channel, I have been tremendously busy. So for all of you who are here and to everybody who watches all my videos, thank you so much for the support. As you guys know, I'm not trying to sell a trading course. I'm not trying to extrapolate any money from the viewers. I'm truly just doing this out of passion and as a trading journal and to connect with other investors. But my videos most recently have been a bit shorter sometimes because I have so many commitments within the day. And so I've been wanting to cover stocks like SoundHound and some other investments more often, but I'm just so busy that many times I get home right around here in Arizona, 1:30, and then I got till like 3-4 p.m. and then I gotta leave again. And so I don't always get to get in as much as I want to, but this has been a very busy season with my business. And so things should start to slow down a bit for me and I could start to cover more stocks like SoundHound more often, the quantum sector, all of that, all of these different stocks that I love. LOL, it was a misspelling. ZF was a misspelling. Oh, okay. Well, that's funny. You got us to take a look at ZFEB, whatever ZFEB is. So that was funny. The test is going very well. Well, hey, it's going very well because of all of you who showed up today. I was bored not doing anything here on a Sunday. I was just cleaning the house, getting my laundry done, and then all of you guys started to show up, and it brings so much joy to my heart to have a community, to be able to connect with other people. With the internet, we never have to feel too lonely, because all it took was a couple taps on my keyboard, a couple clicks of the mouse, and we have had a party here on Sunday. And so this test is going very well because of all of you who have shown up, who have asked questions, and who have shown support. Oh, no, I am so sorry. Oh, well, what are you sorry for, Narissa? You have nothing to be sorry for. Thank you for being here. Yeah, don't be sorry, nothing to be sorry for. How can I show my appreciation? Well, honestly, you being here today and you always interacting in the comment sections shows appreciation for me. Again, I am never looking for anything from the viewer base. I am not looking for any of you to send me any money. I don't want to put you on a trading course. Truly, I'm just doing this out of good intention, and this brings a lot of joy to my life. This is so much fun in my life with everything I'm doing. I gotta say, this has to be one of my favorite things that I do. I really enjoy coming on here. Just genuinely, I have so much fun doing this, and so you showing up in the comments section does show your appreciation, and that is great for me, because my main goal here with this channel, again, not trying to extrapolate any money from the audience, I'm just trying to expand my outreach. And so anytime you guys hit the like button, anytime you guys hit the comments section, anything like that, it really does greatly help out this channel. So yeah, that shows your appreciation. Maybe your cousin. Oh, I see why you're saying sorry. Yeah, maybe your cousin told you to get on live to cheer you up. Yeah, like I say, very, very heavy on the heart. I loved my cousin. Great man. That I'll just leave it at that. But great man, and rest in peace. Rest in peace. How can we thank you? Again, you being here is enough of a thank you to me. Just always, like the support that you've shown for all of my videos, you being at all my different videos, leaving comments and all that, that really means a lot to me. We have our supporters such as yourself. You support the channel, and I appreciate that. And then we have our haters on the channel. There are some who don't like me, who do like to leave hate on the channel. And by you being a positive supporter of the channel, that is enough of a thank you to me. That shows that I am positively affecting others. And so I really appreciate that. And even to those who do hate, or those who do leave snarky remarks, who have bad things to say, even love to them. I love all the interaction altogether. And really, all we want to do is grow this channel. This channel, again, it doesn't really make a lot of money. I'm totally open to showing this with you guys. Again, this is just all for fun. But the last 28 days, let's see how this channel has performed. $26, so less than $1 a day. But that doesn't upset me. I just love coming on here and doing this. Again, it is it brings a lot of value to my life. And my other YouTube channel, which again, if you want to know more about the other YouTube channel, I'm not really vocal on it here on this channel. I like to keep things kind of under wraps, but my other YouTube channel, 100,000 plus subscribers and a decent amount of revenue there. So I'm very busy between the two channels, but this channel, funny enough, even being my smaller channel, this is the one I actually have more passion in. But let me just show you guys this really quick. But yeah, if you guys have ever been curious to how the Green Money Momentum journey started here on YouTube, well, I was doing YouTube on my other channel, and we did reach to the silver play button. So we officially got to 100,000 subscribers on the other channel. But that is a lot. There's a lot of different content. I don't really talk to the camera like I do here. It's not really about investments and everything like that. I have passion for both of my channels, don't get me wrong, but this channel I have a lot of passion for. I think about it every single day. I dream about it all the time. Like last night, I was actually having a dream that I was here talking to the camera. Crazy. It's just in my thoughts 24/7. I think retail investors should organize an even plan group buys and sells. I mean, that kind of did happen back in the days of GME, when that happened with Roaring Kitty, and what a time that was to be alive. So I agree with you on that. When it comes to retail investors, it is a great thought. The only thing I'll say is, the hard part about that is Wall Street holds such a big amount of the float. So it's like Wall Street holds so much of the float, and with all their HFT bots, their high frequency trading bots, and then also with all the tools that the market manipulators have, such as halting stocks and all of that, it's great in theory. I love this thought about retail investors being able to take some control, but the unfortunate reality, and again, it's not like 100% because we saw amazing things with the meme stocks, with GME and AMC and all that. But it's unfortunate in the sense of, I would like it, this could happen more often, but because Wall Street and big money has all the tools, even with a lot of orchestration, it would still be hard to really make things move. Thank you so much. No, I love doing this. I love, helping to educate others. Myself, when it comes to the stock market, I was self-taught myself. Nobody ever came to me with really any knowledge. I had to read a ton of books, do a ton of research online. And I've been pretty successful in the last 10 years, and it's really changed my life. The stock market has really changed my life for the better. And I see a lot of individuals struggling in society. And I think if we could all just if we could all expand our mind and learn as much as possible with the financial markets, I think it could help us all, because there's a ton of money to be made with the financial markets, whether you are investing for the long term as a retirement plan, whether you are swing trading, or even if you are looking at doing some day trading. It is amazing what the markets can provide. Again, it was very hard, very start of this year that all happened. I appreciate it. Yes, the Green Money family. Much love. Dylan with money. Hey, I love Dylan with money. He's hysterical. Hey, I do love Dylan with money too. Actually, I would love to give Dylan with money a shout out right now. If you don't know who Dylan with money is, this guy is a great YouTuber here. Let's go visit his channel right here. I have so many great things to say about Dylan with money, and I hope to one day invite this gentleman to my wedding. Right, if I get married sometime here in the future, I just got to meet that lady first. But anyway, Dylan with money. This guy has a great channel. Dylan, he's a fantastic YouTuber. I watch a lot of his videos, and he is a good spirited, good-hearted gentleman. He just released one 52 minutes ago, so go watch your Dylan with money after we are done with this live stream. But yeah, this guy has great insight, and actually, with the beginning of my channel, Dylan was one of those YouTubers that got me influenced to start doing Green Money Momentum, which now has impacted others. And so others now are saying, that again, right here, saying that, I've helped to impact and helped to bring knowledge to your life. And so Dylan with money was one of those YouTubers. And let's take a look. Let's just talk about all the different great YouTubers here that I like. I like Will Rich YouTube. Will Rich YouTube is another great YouTuber here. This guy also talks about similar stocks that I do. He talks about technology, small cap stocks, quantum. So we have Will Rich, we have Dylan with money, and there's just a ton of other ones here. I mean, the list goes on and on, but just off the top of my mind, I think about those guys. Tesla Groupie, she's a new one here. She has some pretty decent videos. If you like Big Bear AI, she talks about doing covered calls on Big Bear. So that is interesting there. And then for the, I lost my comments here, for the other channel. So let me see So I will say this, because I have some haters on YouTube, and it's a very small minority of them. I don't like to give my other YouTube channel out. So if you want to know about it, message me at greenmoneymomentum@gmail.com. But the reason why I don't really talk about my other YouTube channel is because it does link back to my business, and I would hate for the haters to be able to get a hold of that, to be able to leave negative reviews, anything like that. So that's why I keep the other channel kind of under wraps. I would love to show the analytics though. Oh man, let me see. Give me a second here. Let me remove this off screen. Let me see if I could show you guys some analytics from the other YouTube channel, because it is interesting and I appreciate the question. I really do. Let's see. Like I say, I just wouldn't want to really reveal what this channel is. Maybe if I could even just take a screenshot here and then show you my statistics on this channel. But this other channel, 109 million views, insane. So let me show you. Let me see if I could take a screenshot of this. Oh, well, anyway, again, not here to brag or anything. We're focused on this YouTube channel here today, but yeah, that other YouTube channel, it's been popping, 100,000 plus subscribers. It's really what got me motivated to do Green Money Momentum, and again, a totally different genre, more focused on my business. Please share some recommended readings. Okay, hey, I like that. Stay here with me. I'm going to show you a book I just picked up, and this is interesting because we're talking about the wall of volatility. On this channel, we talk a lot about different technology, AI, small cap, quantum stocks. With this, there is a ton of volatility. So, I do love volatility, but I also understand that the movements can be very rough towards the up and to the downside. With very volatile assets, I do recommend taking profits when you are able, and to never put the whole barn into just one different, technology or crazy stock. So the first one here talks a lot about this. I just picked this up today. I have yet to read it, but it's called Generation Desperation. I believe that will be a great book. That talks about a gentleman who in 2020 was seeing the highs of the market, was making a ton of money with options contracts, with all this different stuff. He made $1 million, I think it was, like a $1.2 million, and lost it all to nothing. So, a great story about volatility, generation desperation. Also, options as a strategic investment. I highly recommend this book. And then stay with me here. I will be right back. I'm going to grab a whole bunch of different books, and I have one that I highly recommend above all others. If you are looking at something to read, seriously, never financial advice, just my opinion. But the next book I show you here, I suggest just going on Amazon and ordering it right away, because it could change your entire mindset and change your entire life when it comes to investing. Let me grab that. Be right back, everyone. Quick commercial break. All right, everybody who is ever here, I grabbed a ton of books here. So these aren't all the investment books I have, but I narrowed it down to some of the best that I do have. So the first one here, what I said, if there's only one book that you're gonna take away from today, Stock Market Investing, the neatest little guide to stock market investing. By far the best investing book I have ever read. It's very simple, very easy to read, but it talks all about all the different things you need to know about the stock market. It talks about price to earnings. It talks about price to sales, what these metrics really mean for these different individual stocks. And what I really like about it too, it really goes into the difference between growth and value stocks. And let's just see. I'll try to find okay. So here's a little lesson for anybody that didn't know the difference between what is considered a growth or a value investment. Okay, well, this actually is saying this is later in the book defining which is which, but it does talk about the difference between growth and value. But yeah, it talks all about different ratios, talks all about, dilution, company basics. It has a whole bunch of different references that you could go for, what to expect. It has things about technical analysis here. So it talks about the MACD, volume, pros and cons of leverage. So, I love leverage. Let's talk. Let's read this section right here. So we were talking about this earlier, actually. The reason why I love options contracts so much is because of leverage. So listen to this little section from this book, which again, if you want to pick this up, it is the neatest little guide to stock market investing. I cannot recommend this book enough. If there was only one book that I would tell any novice investor or any experienced investor to read, it would be this one. But it talks about the pros and cons of leverage. And most people, let's just change this here for if anyone shows up to the live stream, if they were to click on the little cursor and they see the stock, they'd be more likely to be here. But most people are familiar with leverage because they use it when buying a house. Let's say you bought a house for $200,000 with a down payment of $40,000. 5 years and 2 lawnmowers later, you sell the house for $250,000. The value of the house increased 25%. Not bad, but the value of your $40,000 investment in the house increased 125% to a total of $90,000. How did that happen? Through the use of a mortgage. You borrowed $160,000 from a lender and put just $40,000 of your own money into the house. You essentially controlled a $200,000 investment with just $40,000. It works the same with stocks, except that you borrow money from your broker instead of a mortgage lender. And then it goes on more to talk about margin with different brokerages and all that. But what I love about leverage in that little section right there, just hearing that, game changing. I mean, that is so eye-opening to why so many get into real estate. It's because of the leverage with it. And that is why I talk so much about options contracts, because options contracts provide a great amount of leverage. And when you are correct with your investment, if you are just holding shares and you see a nice bump in your investment, you may see a 20 to 40% return, which is amazing. Don't get me wrong. That is a great return on investment. But if you are in options, you could sometimes see 100% all the way up to 1,300% return on investment. That is personally the highest I have seen. 1,300% return on investment off of just one options contract. I was able to 13x my initial investment, and that is because of the power of leverage. So the next book here, A Random Walk Down Wall Street. This is another great book. What A Random Walk Down Wall Street is it's so funny. It's a lot of people in general don't really have a sense of what they're doing in the markets. They just, just like this picture shows, they just take their arrow and they start taking their dart and putting it all towards different random things, anything that sticks. And a random walk down Wall Street is basically if you put a drunk in the middle of a field, right? Just a grass field, a drunk in the middle of a field. When he gets up, it's completely unpredictable where he's going to go next. Maybe he'll do 2 struts forward and maybe he'll fall back on his ass. Maybe he'll, run 10 steps forward, 2 to the left, 3 to the right, and then it'll move backwards. And so a random walk down Wall Street is great because it just tells you kind of about kind of really doing your own due diligence and research on different companies and really understanding the companies, so you are not just taking that random walk down Wall Street. Next book, The Automatic Millionaire. I think that this book is amazing right here. This talks more about just being in kind of index funds, putting your money away for the long term. You know, every single time you get like a paycheck, put away a certain amount of money towards investments, whatever that may be. So, you know, even if it's just $20 at a time, just slowly start to put away your money. This is more kind of talking about like 401ks and real investment plans, everything like that. How to Day Trade, The Plain Truth. This is by another YouTuber, Ross Cameron. This was a great book when it comes to day trading. Now, it is not really the strategy that I implement with day trading, but I do like what he talked about in this book. And he has a very interesting strategy that he is looking for the top volume movers every single day. A lot of volatility with that, crazy returns to be made, but with the top movers every day, the things that are going up 100, 200%, they could crash just as hard and a bit too volatile for me, but I do enjoy that book. Psychology of Money, a great read. The E-Myth Revisited. This is more for business, but a great read. We got 2 more here. Atomic Habits. Having your habits down is very important. This book talks a lot just about having emotional intelligence, having your emotional intelligence down, just having high emotional IQ. And the last one, a red book. What book is that? Oh, it's the 10X Rule Book. Now, this doesn't just go for the stock market, but for life in general. That is a book by Grant Cardone. I know many don't like Grant Cardone, but that material is some great material, and it talks about 10Xing your life. So whatever you are doing now, you could do 10X of that. So if you are working out, but you are just casually doing it, why aren't you 10Xing on your working out? Why are you not 10Xing to make your business 10X more what it is now? Yes, it absolutely is, Narissa. We have all been through those upswings and down draws, most certainly. The wall of volatility, especially if you are playing with volatility. This is where everybody has a different feeling when it comes to volatility. And this is why me personally on this channel, I never talk about dollar amounts, but just return on investment, because we are all at different stages of our monetary careers. To say we all have different finances, everything like that. But making money and losing money can feel so different for everybody. Some people really like the highly volatile assets. They, get crazy with the big swings, but other people really don't want to participate in that, just like the low yielding, low risk assets. To each their own. I put Dylan with money on fast speed just to make me laugh more with his funny mannerisms. That is funny. Yeah, I like Dylan with money myself. Big Bear AI is going to get big government contracts, soon to be an all government building and many corporations, not just airports. I agree. They are basically a government organization themselves. And so, they may be from DARPA, the Deep Advanced Research Projects Agency. And so even though it may seem like a random company that was started out of nothing, really, it may just be a government organization from the very start, which should say a lot, because this does give them a favorable spot to earn more contracts. Two book ends of you and your ad. I need to learn when to take profits. That could be a very hard thing for many different individuals. Oh my gosh. I mean, when it comes to not taking profits, I've had my fair share of stories. Trust me. I've had my times when I didn't take profits. I guess, you could always set a take profit, set a stop loss. I would say it's funny because like talking about the markets, there's so much to it, right? You have like all these different fundamentals, you have all these different, you have the technicals that we show on screen, but this is where it really comes down to you as an individual. And my best suggestion, or my best advice to say when it comes to taking profits, is when you start to feel emotionally attached to whatever that profit is, consider skimming down at that point, whether that is taking all of your profits or taking just a small portion of it, and really weigh how you feel emotionally. Are you going to feel more fear, uncertainty, and doubt if you stay in the investment and it does roll over? Or are you going to feel more fear of missing out if you sell and then it goes higher? But my thought is, when I feel happy with whatever investment it is, once I'm like, hey, I feel content with the amount of money or the amount of return that this has generated, that is when I take my profits. And I do a lot, again, with options investing. And my rule with options investing, because so often these contracts will reach 100% return on investment, I will personally pull about half of my investment at that spot of a 100% ROI, because then essentially I'm able to do a risk-free investment. Please provide this list. The list of books, is that what you're talking about? The list of books that we were just talking about? Who are the authors? Okay, well, here, we'll go through those again real quick. So the Neatest Little Guide to Stock Market Investing, again, my number one best book suggestion. It comes from Jason Kelly. So go to Amazon right now on a different link, or if you have your computer, if you're watching on your phone, go to your separate tab. The Neatest Little Guide to Stock Market Investing. This will teach you so much, and that is from Jason Kelly. The 10X Rulebook by Grant Cardone. Atomic Habits by James Clear. And The Automatic Millionaire by David Batch. Those are my best suggestions. And then a random walk down Wall Street. So a random walk down Wall Street. Here, I'll go slow for you. So if you have a pen and a paper, write down all these down. You got A Random Walk Down Wall Street, The Automatic Millionaire, David Batch, Atomic Habits, James Clear, The 10X Rulebook, Grant Cardone, and The Neatest Little Guide to Stock Market Investing by Jason Kelly. My highest recommendations. There's some other books that I have, but those are the best ones. I read that book once, waiting to catch another flight to Nairobi to finish it. Oh, okay. Neximus, did you see Big Bear while you're at the airport? Oh, my goodness. From the bottom of my heart, Neximus, thank you so much. Another donation that we have got here on this live stream. Guys, as always, I am never looking to extrapolate any money out of the audience here. This is why I don't sell a trading course. I don't have YouTube memberships. So funny, legit. Like Neximus, I know you just joined in today. I started this an hour and 40 minutes ago. My God, time has flown. I started this thinking I would just do this for 5 minutes. I was just testing out my live streaming software. I just wanted to make sure I could actually put on a thumbnail, all of that. And we have just had a ton of audience members show up. You're the second donation of the day. So Neximus, thank you so much. That is so kind of you to show support with a donation. Yeah, I agree. Narissa, so kind of Neximus, a great gentleman that he is, assuming that he is a gentleman. He has what appears to be Mario as his profile picture. So, oh yes, what's your opinion on Rich Dad Poor Dad? Actually, that book is the book that changed my entire life. So back to your question earlier here about the different authors and all that. Okay, before any of these stock market investing books, if there is one book for you to read, it is this book right here, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So That was the first ever book I read out of high school, and changed my whole perspective on life. It talks all about asset income and just the different four sectors of the economy: investor, small business, big business, everything like that. And a tremendous read for sure. Let's have a green week next week. Yes, we are going to wrap up here shortly. Again, I thank you guys all so much for being here. I thought I would just be here for 5 minutes, but the power of the internet, we have had a ton of engagement, and I love engaging with all of you. This has been a ton of fun for me. I love the internet because we never have to feel too lonely. I mean, if you really think about it, I'm just sitting here alone in my office, but with all of your guys' interaction and engagement, we have had a party here on Sunday, and we have been here for an hour and 40 minutes. So to everybody who has joined today, thank you so much. You guys have kept this going. Ross Camrus is a genius. I watch his YouTube. He is a stellar teacher. 100% agree, Narissa. That is, again, if you missed it, his book right here, How to Day Trade the Plain Truth. I love what he talks about here. Again, when it comes to day trading myself, the edge that I am looking at more for myself is mainly around double leveraged opportunities. And so I like to trade double leveraged quantum, double leveraged SoundHound, double leveraged Applied Digital, all those different stocks, because there could be some pretty great return on investment. Of course, every 1% is 2% in double leverage. But in this book, he talks all about how he likes to participate in the high flyers every single day, these stocks that go up by like 100%, 200% to start the market open. And I do like that thought, but again, like, we're all on different levels of our financial journey. I take what he says, but it's not a strategy that I currently follow. He is a genius, don't get me wrong. So go check out Ross Cameron if you don't know who that is. But it's just a little bit too volatile for me. So I love volatility, but that takes you to really be a sniper. But if you're looking for some serious day trading, check out that book, because this does provide a ton of knowledge. I appreciate you, Trevor. I have learned market confidence from you. Well, thank you so much. Again, I appreciate you for being in all my different videos and all the comments section and showing support to the channel. It really does mean a lot. Always have a stop loss. Can't argue with that. Profit 15 to 30% guaranteed. Well, this looks like what Neximus does, and that is not a bad idea. Neximus says, thank you for the super chat donation that you gave earlier in the stream. 5 minutes, sure. Yeah, 5 minutes. Seriously. We will probably wrap up here in 5 minutes. The sun is finally going down with where I am at. Is Feb usually a bad month in the market? It's all subjective. Funny enough, as I've been saying in my videos, sometimes the expression is stay away in May, June, and July, because the summer months could typically be lower volume. But we have seen a rough February this year, and it was a rough February last year. And when did the markets really cook off last year? It was in April to May. So where it's usually stay away in May, well, the last year it was get involved in May, and I believe it will be the same this year. So it's all subjective. The markets move with flows. There's so many different factors with the Federal Reserve, the government, what you're seeing with politics, everything like that. Great to see you teach new investors. Didn't see Big Bear, but I saw a cheetah eat a whole warthog. Whoa. Okay, my goodness. That is intense. My goodness. That is intense right there. I worry about you shutting down this channel. Well, don't you worry about that. We're not going to be shutting down the channel anytime soon. I just need to find some more time and availability to be here on camera. Like I say, I have been super busy this last month and a half, like 3 months. I have been super busy. And so every single day I have been super involved. involved outside of this channel, but I am still always making time for all of you. So you do not have to worry about that, that the channel will not be shutting down. I am not doing that anytime soon. I'm planning on doing more outreach with this channel. And just like I was talking about earlier with my other channel, where I do a lot with TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of that, I need to do a little bit more with this channel. So I'm not looking at shutting it down anytime soon. I actually need to up my productivity a little bit on this channel. I need to 10x what I am doing. Never say never. Feb is the worst month, shortest month, less day trading. I agree, Okay, we got DJT, a DJT request here, another stock request. We are almost here for 2 hours. And to go back to this question about me shutting it down, no, I plan on doing some more live day trading in the future. I plan on doing a lot of streaming during market hours. And so again, this is just kind of preparation and just a test of what I can do. Again, I'm laughing here because I did not think I would be here an hour and 46 minutes later. This was going to be a 5-minute test. I was just going to tinker, make sure I could set the thumbnail correctly, but this has been a great test to see if I could entertain an audience for what has now been almost 2 hours. And I could say you guys have kept me entertained, and I hope that I have also kept all of you entertained also. So now looking at the stock of DJT, Trump Media and Technology Group. Thank you for the request, ZNPL. DJT here in the short term has seen some hard retractions. One positive here, we did have a massive gap up with their big news that they are going to be working with TAE, the nuclear energy company. So we did see that big gap up, and gaps are often meant to be filled, which is exactly what has happened with DJT. And so DJT still sitting at a very low spot in terms of technical analysis. As I have said so many times, I purchased, oh my gosh, I have a little dry throat here because I've been talking so long. I purchased into my shares of DJT all the way back at this position here before Trump started his presidency, and I am holding it for the entire term of his presidency. And what I love with this company is when I invested back here, this was before they had done all that they have now done with this company. So there has been a ton of development with DJT. We have seen the company expand with their crypto offerings. So they have a big amount of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Also, they did recently release a ton of different crypto ETFs, and now they are working with TAE, a big nuclear energy company. And if there's anything that we know, it's that AI and all this infrastructure that is being built out is going to require a ton of energy. And so it's very interesting that the president's company now, Donald Trump, now doesn't technically hold any shares of DJT, but his family does. But basically, the president's company is working directly with this nuclear energy company. And so DJT right now is looking pretty oversold in terms of the candlestick chart. We are very beat down. We are under the 200-day MA, under the 50-day MA. We are low on the relative strength index and on the MACD. And I invest into this company for, all the beliefs of everything that they are really doing. So I really invest into DJT for the company, but many do invest into this just for the meme stock energy to say, which is not the worst thing, because when we do look at the history with DJT, we have seen some massive rallies towards the upside when that meme stock energy has been present in the market. So I do believe that could be the case once again with DJT. All right, we're about to wrap up here. Good night, Green family. Good night. Thank you so much for coming to the channel. See you in the next video. Well, I think that this is going to be a perfect time to wrap up here. What do you mean about double down? Double down, like the casino, double down. You are a big fan of Ross. I think a lot of his success is based on his large following. So, I read his book here. It's a bit of an autobiography, also just talking about his actual trading strategy. And I think he has a lot of a lot of great knowledge. I really do believe that he is a great trader, and he has proved with what he has shown online that he really does it. He also has some verified profits and everything like that. So there are some influencers out there that really are kind of slimy. I mean, I'm not here to talk bad about anyone in particular, but there are those furus, as they call them. And that's what I try to separate myself from being, as a furu, as somebody who's just trying to sell you a course or something like that for their own benefit. But I don't see that with Ross Cameron. Despite him selling a course and all of that, I really do believe that he is one of the true ones. And he was a pioneer in the day trading space. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're about to wrap up here in just a second. We're at an hour 51 today, so we're going to wrap up here in just a couple of minutes. Ross has never proven profitability when not live streaming to his thousands of followers each day. That's my biggest problem with Ross. Well, understandable. I mean, if he is doing that, I'm not watching him every single day. But that's understandable if you feel that way. When I do my live day trading here in the very near future, I'm going to be as absolutely transparent as possible. We're going to start a fresh, brand new trading journal, and you guys are going to be a part of my every single day, every single success or failure. I'll have it all on screen, every single movement, every single thing from the very start of when I do start my live day trading. That's also why it's been taking a while to get it going. I just really want to make sure everything's perfect by the time I do it. Good night and good luck to you all next week. Well, thank you so much to Wheel Pursuit. Thank you so much for joining in the live stream today. A lot of great entertainment provided by all of you. You have all really made my Sunday. This was unexpected to come on here for 2 hours, and some of you also provided some super chat love. So thank you to those who did provide those super chats, and just to everybody who did participate in the live stream today. NASCAR, I like how he draws out the candles. I'm just now learning. Heart. Okay, if anyone has anything else to say, this will be the official wrap up. If you guys have anything to say, let's see it here. I'm going to run this for a minute longer. We'll just finish off. I'll just show you guys real quick. One thing that I like to look at here when I do my videos, now it's a little dark out here. I don't know if you can still see it, but I have the lake view out there. Very beautiful, amazing to look at. There's always boats, people on those boats and everything like that. And it's great to look out there. But that's just my view if you guys were ever curious to what the outside of it looks like here. Oh, we actually switched to the camera here. So, wow, what a time. What a time. What a time. What a time to be alive. Richard Fiend. Richard Fiend is Richard Fiendin'. Well, we still got 7 people here. I can't believe there's still 7 people here. What a time it was, guys. I'll just finish with this. This is legit the end of the live stream here. I planned on coming on here for 5 minutes. I was just doing a 5-minute quick live stream test. I really didn't think we would get so much engagement on the live chat today, but so many of you showed up right here. Krishan, I hope I'm saying that right. Krishan, the mom 5522. You being one of my biggest supporters, I always appreciate you being here on the channel. It's individuals like you that keep this going. And again, you never have to worry about the channel being shut down. I have a very long-term vision on this channel. It hasn't even really reached into its full potential yet. I plan on doing so much more. 2025 just ended up being a more rough of a year than I anticipated for it down the long stretch. But I'm going to do more live streams and everything like that in the future, and do more vlogging. So, if you caught I did a vlog at the beginning of 2025 where I went out to the inauguration out in DC. That was a fun time. I plan on doing more of that, going to the big Bitcoin conference out in Las Vegas. Also talking about Las Vegas, I'll be meeting one of my friends out from the United Kingdom out in August of this year. That will be out in Las Vegas, and I plan on doing a vlog around that time too. So yeah, this is really only the beginning. And again, your support means so much, because I don't want to say I've put in low effort, but I know I could put in even more effort to expand the channel. But it's those of you who are with the channel during these times when it's been slower growth that really keeps this going. Because, you know, I've been on here now for an hour and 56 minutes, but if no one was listening to me, well, I would have no reason to talk to the camera. It would just be me talking to an echo chamber, right? But you guys have provided me a ton of reason to talk to the camera today. Arizona, yes, that is correct. I am in Arizona, the beautiful state of Arizona. It's about 70 degrees right now. A big heart. Thank you again. Hearts to you. Felix and Friends is over my head. I've seen them on YouTube. Yeah, they have some interesting content. Phew. Okay. Get some rest. I agree. We're going to get some rest here. I started collecting casino chips of every strip casino in history. Okay, that is very interesting. I will shut up. Well, hey, you don't need to shut up. I appreciate the engagement that we have had here today. This has been a ton of fun. Again, the power of the internet. This is beautiful. This channel is still a small channel, but to be able to come on here and just have a conversation with you guys for 2 hours, I mean, that is amazing, you know? Yeah, you know, and so funny, Norissa. That's why, you know, that's why, like we were talking about Dylan with Money earlier. I like Dylan with Money because Dylan with Money puts in all the advice for everybody, for whatever walks of life. If you're super wealthy, if you don't have a lot of money, all of that. And that's what I'm trying to do on this channel. I'm not looking to flash off fancy things, you know. I'm not looking to say like, oh, hey, look, I have this amount of money, or, oh, you know, this is my goals or whatnot. Like, we're all at different levels of our financial journey. And above all, to me, it's about the return on investment. And I really think that it's kind of a toxic culture, this culture of bragging to others about what you have, or talking about like, oh, I made X amount of money on my trade today, because then it just muddles the waters, and it makes somebody who may be having success in their portfolio feel like less because they don't have the same dollar amount as whatever individual is bragging about online. But we're all at different states of our financial journey. We've all had different places of beginning. So what may be super success to somebody doesn't mean anything to somebody else, but that doesn't matter, because we are all on our own journey, and comparison is the thief of joy. And that is why I will always stick to, on this channel, we just talk about return on investment and really focus on perfecting performance, and not necessarily just about dollar amount done. And Nancy Gunthy is missing in Arizona. Okay. Well, Narissa, thank you for being here. Krishan, the mom, I hope I said that right. I'm sick of the moo advertising. Yeah, that is, you know, a lot of people do that. Yeah. And see, that's why I on my channel, and that's why also I like Dylan with Money, because he doesn't do any of that. That's why on my channel, again, I'm never promoting to you to sign up to any certain trading platform. I use Robinhood here. I do also use Moomoo, but I'm not here to convince you to purchase or to start trading with Moomoo, or to start trading with Robinhood, right? I'm not trying to convince you to buy a course, nothing like that, because yeah, that's a big part of the YouTube finance community, is there's a lot of selling. Buy my course, buy my this, buy this, buy this, buy this, sign up to this. Second link in this comment section below. Hey guys, did a second link in the and it's like, you know, as somebody who has been self-educated and put myself through the course of reading and through watching all these different YouTube videos, you know, it's like, I get tired of that too, because there is just so many salesmen. Hey guys, I'm going to break the video here to talk about this trading platform. And the new big thing is I don't do it. What is it? Those funded prop accounts or those prop firms. I don't know if you've seen that, but that's an interesting one. I'm not saying anything good or bad about funded prop accounts, but that is something that I see a lot of traders are always trying to get people to do. Exactly. Well said. Well, I think all of this was well said. Live feed over. Love you all. Love you back. We will finish with that. It was an amazing live stream. To everybody who participated today, from the bottom of my heart, you've seen the sun go down. I thought I would just be here for 5 minutes. We were here for a good 2 hours, but that is because of the awesome audience that we have here, the audience that was able to make the show go on, for 2 hours. I have nothing more. If you guys have anything, let me know. I'm gonna drop this live stream here in 20 seconds. You got 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. I'm going to stop counting down. Thank you guys all so much for being here for this test run of a live stream. I seriously thank all of you. Have no worries that this channel is going to shut down anytime soon. If anything, we are just going to do more expansion with this channel, and this is truly just the beginning. We are going to be doing way more vlogs in the future, way more live streams. We're going to be doing some live day trading, all of that. Hey, have a good night, Narissa. Have a good night. Krishan, the mom, if I am saying that, 250 on the barbecue. Okay, you got some barbecue going? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I like that. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much. And I will see you in tomorrow's weekly preparation for the stock market. So everybody, thank you so much. I always appreciate all the thumbs up. Oh, from Texas. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you all for being here.